and I'm not going to comment. Oops. See you.
You have a kid now in Sporting Lisbon. Quenda is unbelievable.
Nani, he's joining Chelsea in 2026. Have Man United missed out?
Yes, I think so. It's amazing. He's an amazing player. The attitude is there.
What about when you look at the current wingers / forwards at Manchester United? So I'll start off with Garnacho.
Chelsea's stockpiling of young talent has remained a major target of criticism for BlueCO since they began back in 2022. With this strategy, we saw lots of talent come and go. With no real clear development plan or path into the first team, they were either sold to recover a percentage of the cost or remain at the club either stuck in the ever-expanding loan army or struggling to find minutes in the first team. That being said, a broken clock is right twice a day, and every now and then we do see some players come in with genuine potential and future at the club. Recent examples of this include Esteval, Andre Santos, and you could even include the likes of Cole Palmer and Joao Pedro in this group. And a player who I believe will soon fall into this group as well is 18-year-old Portuguese wonderkid Geovany Quenda. On the 14th of March 2025, Chelsea reached an agreement with Sporting Lisbon for the arrival of Quenda, allowing him to stay at Sporting for an extra year and join Chelsea after the World Cup before the 2026-2027 season. With Chelsea struggling with many areas on the pitch, I think it's safe to assume our wing play is an area of the pitch that really does need improvement next season. Can Quenda be the answer? Can Esteval and Quenda be the solution the same way Enzo and Caicedo were the solution to our midfield problem 2 seasons ago? There is a lot to cover regarding Geovany Quenda, starting from the very beginning, so if you guys could leave a like on the video before we do begin, it would help out the channel a whole lot. A football will appear when you do like the video, and it would be greatly appreciated. So that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. Before Quenda became the youngest ever Portuguese goalscorer in the Champions League at 18 years old and the youngest goalscorer in Sporting Lisbon's history, his family moved from Guinea-Bissau to Portugal when he was just a child, where he began his footballing career. After a couple years, he attracted the interest of Benfica's academy and played there for 2 seasons before he went over to Sporting Lisbon's Cristiano Ronaldo academy in 2019. Quenda actually left Benfica because Benfica went back on their word and couldn't provide him a bedroom on campus, which they originally promised him. Benfica broke the trust with Quenda's camp, and after the meeting with the coordinator at Benfica concluded, word had already got around and Sporting called Quenda's camp, offering him a place in their academy, bedroom included of course. Quenda quickly moved up the ranks at Sporting, going from under 15s to under 17s, and during the 2023-2024 season, not only did the 16-year-old Quenda get called up to play for the under 23s, but he also got called up to the first team by then manager Ruben Amorim. Although he didn't receive any minutes, he got to train with the first team and he became the youngest ever player to play for Sporting's senior reserve team. The following season is when Quenda fully broke into the first team. Despite being a natural right winger, he played as a right wingback in Amorim's system, impressing the world with his talent and his versatility. Although Quenda was born in Guinea-Bissau, he chose to represent Portugal and participated in the 2024 Under-17s Euros with Portugal, where they finished runners-up, losing in the final 3-0 to Italy. He also even got called up to the senior squad for the Nations League in 2024 at the age of 17 before he even played for the under 21s. As we'll cover later on, Quenda is currently on his way back to Sporting after spending some time in London while recovering from foot surgery. As he returns from injury, he is focusing on finishing the season strong, as Sporting are currently in a title race, which must be nice, and he still very much hopes to make the Portuguese squad for the 2026 World Cup. I think it will be tough, but it's pretty clear Roberto Martinez is a very big fan of Quenda as well. Roberto Martinez said Quenda has a quality that is not normal at 17 years old. Bernardo Silva said he might steal my place. It's impressive how good he is at that age. And the current Sporting Lisbon manager Rui Borja said individual quality isn't enough, and he understands that he has to be committed. He's a kid who likes to learn. It shouldn't be underplayed how difficult it is for such a young player at his age to play against players who are much older than him. You either have to be elite on the ball or have elite tangibles, whether it is your pace or strength. I think it's fair to say Quenda is not only elite on the ball, but also elite when it comes to his pace and athleticism. I mentioned earlier, but a big appeal of Quenda is his versatility. At 5'8" and left-footed, At his core, he is a right winger, meaning he naturally cuts in from the right side. Being relatively short with a low center of gravity, his quick pace, acceleration, and close control makes him a serious threat anywhere on the pitch, as you can clearly see when he plays, and Chelsea are really going to need him. As I mentioned earlier, when it comes to Chelsea's wingers, I think it's safe to say that there is a lot of room for improvement. Chelsea's current wingers consist of Pedro Neto, Esteval, Alejandro Garnacho, and Jamie Gittins. That is just absolutely not good enough for any team trying to compete at a top level. If you just look at the options we had last season with Jadon Sancho, Joao Felix, Nkunku, Mudryk, Tyreek George, and Madueke, it's not even close. Especially when it comes to our left wingers, it's amazing how much we've regressed in a single position over the summer. But that being said, I don't really blame Chelsea for the players we did let go of. Jadon Sancho was offered a contract, but he wanted more money, and Nkunku and Felix weren't lighting the world on fire, and they also wanted more playing time, and Chelsea received good offers for both of them. Chelsea received too good of an offer for Madueke, and obviously Mudryk's situation was just out of their control. The part I do blame Chelsea, however, is how they replaced them. Chelsea lost 6 different wingers and only brought in 3 new wingers in Esteval, Gittins, and Garnacho. Not only was the quality not good enough, but it just wasn't deep enough. A couple weeks ago against Aston Villa, Garnacho was actually our only available winger at the club. Luckily we won that match, but it could have seriously cost us that match, and the quality we do have has absolutely cost us results throughout the season. Looking ahead towards next season, Chelsea should definitely be looking to strengthen that left wing position, and that is where Quenda comes in. Although Quenda is naturally a left-footed winger, it's been reported by Ben Jacobs and other reporters that Quenda was pitched to come in and take that left wing position. Also, he has played as a left winger before and looked very good, so that means we could be looking at Joao Pedro in between Quenda and Esteval next season, and that could potentially be our front 3 for the future going forward. Like I said, Quenda is only recently heading back from London after he's been recovering from an injury and surgery. He's already getting acclimatized in London, getting familiar with coaches and players, and also learning how to speak the language. He's been using the facilities, absorbing the culture of the club, and by the time he officially joins, the adaptation period will be significantly shortened. Just like Esteval, I think Quenda is a can't-miss talent. He will come in, and whether he will start right away or not, he will be pushing for a starting spot right away. And from the same report where it was reported that he was in London, it also is being said that Quenda now boasts more mass, more power, and a body that is built for life in the Premier League. Once Quenda comes in, it will seriously level up the competition at the club for each flank. I think we won't see Neto down the left anymore, meaning he'll be permanently competing with Esteval, which should push both of them to improve greatly. And when it comes to the left flank, there will be serious competition for that left wing position. Despite what I say in my videos, I don't actually think Garnacho is that bad. I think if he gets the proper coaching and discipline right, he could be a dangerous player. He's shown glimpses of what the final product could look like, but he is still far from being very consistent, which is what he is missing. When it comes to Jamie Gittins, he has been injured for a lot of the season. When he first started this season, he looked extremely raw, but I was pleasantly surprised as the season went on how comfortable he started to look, and even scored that incredible goal against Wolves. It'll be interesting to see how he'll look next season. I think there is a chance he gets a loan move for some playing time, but with Quenda coming in, the competition for the starting role as left wing will be really good. And that's good to hear after all. The last thing you want is for players to get too comfortable and confident that their position is untouchable. And to be honest, that does remind me of Pedro Neto. He has been one of the most frustrating players to watch this season, but with Quenda coming in, next season may be a make or break season for him. He's been lucky that Esteval hasn't always been fit, but when he is, he's been getting pushed out to that left wing position for Esteval. Quenda and Esteval competing for both flanks will force Neto to lock in, and when Pedro Neto is on it, he can be a very good player. We saw it at the Club World Cup. Now we will have 2 wonder kids on each flank that will push everyone and compete for a starting spot, and at the end of the day, the competition is what you want at this club. Chelsea under BlueCO for the most part has been incredibly frustrating and depressing to experience, but just like Esteval, I think Quenda is a can't-miss prospect. The thought of seeing Esteval and Quenda on the same team linking up with players such as Joao Pedro and Cole Palmer could be incredible. Unlike Mike Penders, who I made a video on a while ago, I think Quenda is ready to compete for a starting spot. The ideal situation is for Quenda to come in and slot in at that left wing, but we've seen young players come into the squad and not have the tools necessary for them to succeed. All we can do is hope the pieces fall into place, but even after this mess of a season, I am confident we have the pieces up top to be dangerous next season. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about Geovany Quenda. Whether you think he will be making an impact right away or not, do let me know down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Any form of interaction is greatly appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, you guys.